Welcome to Get Real with Eddie, where we delve deep into the world of real estate with your host, the designated managing broker of Exit Real Estate Specialist, Eddie Ruettiger.
And good morning, Nancy. Welcome to Get Real with Eddie with the one and only Nancy Vallee from Exit Real Estate Specialists.
Aren't you glad there's only one of me? Can you imagine if there were two? Just saying.
Let me get back to you on that.
Just saying.
No, like you're. Could you imagine if there was two of me?
No, I don't want that.
See,
I can be very succinct about that decision. Only one Eddie.
What are you trying to say? I don't understand.
The world would spin the opposite direction if there were two of you, because one is just enough. Okay.
Hey, I've been watching, because the kid's all into space. If the world was to stop, we're all going slamming against whatever's in front of us. You know that, right?
Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting.
No, it's not interesting. We'd be bugs. With the world spinning at like over 1,000 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah, and it would not just slow down, it would just stop. Oh yeah, we'd go flying.
Yeah. If you actually knew how fast the world is spinning, how fast we're spinning around the sun, how fast the sun is moving through the solar system, and how fast the Milky Way is moving through the universe, your mind's just like, what? Because we're like moving, I remember this one, it's like 450,000 miles an hour we're moving through the universe in the Milky Way.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah. So, all right, little science for you this morning, but let's get into some real estate.
All right, the science of real estate.
Guess what's coming?
The Home Expo.
That is true. That is true. And that Home Expo is when?
April 26th on Saturday, and it's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Well, that's not going to do you any good, because if you wait, you're going to miss the best week to list your home.
Oh, that's true.
Because the best week to list your home, excluding 2020, has been April 13th through the 19th. So if you're looking to get your property listed, now's the time to call us, and now's the time to get things going, because that is the analyst conducted by a Realtor.com. So
it's just a couple of weeks away, so
Realtor.com states, we've identified April 13th through the 19th as the best week to list for sellers. A seller's listing a well-priced, move-in ready home is likely to find success because spring is generally the high season for real estate activity, and buyers are more plentiful early rather than later in the year. Listings early in the spring raises a seller's odds of successful sale. And there's been some expireds. I'm seeing some houses that are starting to expire out lately.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's some stuff going on Pop. There's about 3 or 4 pop in a day. Actually, probably a little more than that. Probably around 9 or 10 a day. So, there are some people that aren't getting their house sold.
Yeah. And
So
I think buyers are pickier. I mean, they're very, they've got X amount of money. They want to make it, they want to get the most bang for their buck.
And you know what? I have to give buyers credit for it. They are not looking for a lemon. That is the biggest thing every buyer is worried about. It's okay, I can work with the small stuff, but what do I not see? What am I missing?
Yes.
That's where the buyers are doing, I think, an amazing job. But if you're looking to sell, this is the week, because you're going to get more buyers looking at your house. It's going to sell faster, and you got a better chance of top dollar because the buyers are now in the market. We're sold out. We're going to talk later. We have sold all of our listings are right now under contract at the office. Everything is under contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're looking to sell, give us a call at the office. 815-457-7575 is the office number, and we can talk to you guys about what you need to do, because the market is now breaking loose. And you got to keep in mind, listings are up. So I think your marketing package is going to make a big difference. Your picture quality, filling out every detail as much as possible in the MLS sheet.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many times I don't see square footage. I don't see whether it's, just little stuff. Is the basement finished or not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, those are features you want. If you're the listing agent, you want to make sure people are aware of all those things because that's what's going to sell your home.
I have seen listings that almost are a
Excuse me.
white sheet of paper. A white sheet of paper. You need to make sure that MLS form is filled out with as much detail as possible. And I'm not talking about the little remarks section, okay? Don't get me wrong. I've seen remarks that are 3 sentences long.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I get it. 3 bedroom, 1 bath. No basement. Okay, there's not a lot to talk about there. But that's your job.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Yeah.
And it ain't that hard with the AIs that are out there.
Oh, yeah. Now with AI, even if you weren't maybe the most prolific writer to begin with,
That would be I.
AI will assist.
Yeah, let's be honest. My spelling and grammar is horrible. I can articulate wonderfully on a microphone. But if I have to write it, the way my mind works, you've read my emails.
I've seen your emails and texts, Eddie.
Yeah.
I have to step back and edifies it.
Mm-hmm. I know it because my mind is puts one thing in front of the other. There's no doubt that I'm probably dyslexic and I'm ADHD.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
But let's be honest, it's been an advantage in this business.
Yeah.
It really has. I mean, so I'm okay with it.
There are a lot of ADHD agents. It seems to be a thing.
I saw something that on social media, if you have dyslexia and ADHD, you are 30% more likely to be an entrepreneur.
I can see that.
I can see that too, because a lot of them have to think outside the box. They have to
Exactly.
think around things because they know that they have, issues. So they have to find workarounds,
Yeah.
and so they're always doing those things.
Yeah, they're used to doing
Yeah.
those things.
So, Investopia explains you won't have time for any major renovations, so focus on quick repairs to address things that could deter potential buyers. And I agree. If you're like, oh, I didn't know I have to sell it and put it up in April. No, put it up in April. Let's get going, and we could do a walkthrough. We do the walkthrough. We'll tell you what the hit, and let's get this, bad boy up on the market.
Yep.
And going. So what should you tackle? Here we go. So here's the list. Fix what stands out. Address issues like leaky faucets. I need to Nancy
I was going to
this.
say, can you Nancy-ize that? Because I can't read it.
I can barely read it.
Okay.
Fix leaky faucets, chip paint, and squeaky doors. I don't think a squeaky door is that big of a deal. It's a bigger deal with the doors? When they start closing themselves because they're not balanced correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you start looking at the door frame and all that.
Yes, because now it's like, all right, well, the door settled. That means the frame settled. That means the house is settled. Okay, do we have a structural issue?
Right.
So maybe rehang the door then versus the squeakiness in my view. Because a door squeaks. All right, that's no big deal. Little WD-40 or whatever, and it's fixed.
Yeah.
So, boost curb appeal. Focus on things like well-maintained lawn, trim hedges, and fresh mulch. The mulch, and also picking up the leaves you didn't get last year.
Yeah.
Because we're just in our market, it's just now kind of like that April-ish time frame. And so there's still, you haven't really cut the grass yet for here, but you still got tons of leaves. Even if that means, okay, go cut the grass even though it hasn't grown. Put the lawnmower all the way up, and then go just basically suck up the leaves.
Yeah.
So.
And hit your porch and stuff with the leaf blower. The flower beds, if you've got,
Yes.
get in there and clean it up.
Yes. Yeah.
Clean up.
So, upgrade lighting, repaint walls to neutral tones, and bring in more natural light. So, brighten and freshen up the place.
Yep. Paint is the least expensive game changer for a house.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For anything, house, commercial, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
It makes such a huge difference.
declutter your house. Limit the amount of stuff in your space and remove personal items. And we've talked about that. You got to get the personal pictures down
Yep.
because they stop focusing on their stuff being in the house and they start looking at your pictures, and then it just becomes a disconnect. It really does. It becomes a disconnect.
Yeah. Or if you've got a lot of stuff around, and Lord knows we all have stuff,
Yeah.
but we're used to our stuff and we use our stuff or we look at our stuff. They don't want to use your stuff or look at your stuff.
Yeah.
So you need to box up your stuff.
So don't worry if you're not ready. It's April 13th through the 19th is projected to be the ideal week by Realtor.com. That doesn't mean it's the only good time to sell. Even if you need a bit more time to get your house ready, there's still plenty of opportunities in home buying and home selling. And we talk about this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
There's only a 5% roughly difference between selling in the spring market versus selling in the winter market.
Yes.
You know, and when I say 5%, it's 5% in closings. It's not in price, because actually December will usually sell higher than the spring market, price-wise. It's the closed volume is higher in the spring market versus the winter market.
Right, because everybody would prefer to buy and sell in the warmer months, but it's the alternative to that is if they're out looking in the wintertime, they're buyers, they're not tire kickers.
Yeah, where here in the spring market, we're going to get our tire kickers. I'm thinking about it. I'm just looking at colors. I had nothing to do today, and it was a nice day. We thought we'd look at an open house. You know, you get those a lot
Yeah.
when we start getting into the nicer weather.
Oh, yeah. Or I'm just kind of thinking about this neighborhood, kind of looking at the houses to see what's in the neighborhood, that kind of thing. Oh, yeah, a lot of tire kickers.
So what can you expect from the spring housing market is really what we're looking at next. And that is, one, if you're a buyer, there is going to be more homes for sale. Realtor.com, active listings are up 27.5% compared to this time last year. And in our local market, we are up also in listings, about 15% for most of the communities that we've looked at.
Yes. So maybe not 27, but we're up.
We
We're
are
up.
up. We are up, and that gives you an advantage. So, the other advantage is that the home price growth is moderating. We have seen in our local market it come down from 20% in some areas to down to 5 to 10%. All right. Nationally, it's down to about 3.8% to 4%. I want to say it's 3.8.
Yeah.
So your prices a year ago were only about 3 to 4% higher.
Yes.
So we as an area are still doing better, and most of that has to do with the lack of supply. So Freddie Mac says in 2025 we expect the pace of house pricing appreciation to moderate from the levels seen in 2024 while still maintaining a positive trajectory. So no market crash, basically.
Yeah. No, we're just going to plug along.
Yes. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Buyers, the slower pace of growth means prices aren't rising as quick as before, and that's a relief to them. While sellers, prices are still rising. They are still going up. They're just not going up at the same exponential rate they were going up before. So.
Right. So they'll still get a good price on their home and be able to turn around, and because inventory is starting to go up, they'll be able to find something they want to live in. So,
Absolutely. Also,
works.
we are expecting mortgage rates to stabilize. All right? So Selma Heap, the chief economist for CoreLogic, With the spring home buying season upon us, the recent improvements in the mortgage rate may help invite home buyers back into the market. So that's a huge aspect. So with the rates stabilizing, it's going to be easier for buyers to plan ahead because they're going to have a better idea of what's going on. And for sellers, the slightly lower rates, because they have been coming down, just
Yes.
very, very slowly.
There. Yeah.
All right.
Trickling.
Yes. It's encouraging more buying power with the plans. I got a new construction deal that messaged me because, they know the business I do and stuff like that. They sent me over like, hey, this deal fell apart. Eddie, do you got somebody? They're doing a buy down to 5.99.
Nice.
I mean, so there's some options in the new construction. They're like, we'll do a buy down to 5.99, and they're like, the refrigerator's there, the curtains are already there, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Who you got?
Yeah, who do you got? So, unfortunately, everybody I got wants a first floor bedroom.
Yeah.
So, well, everybody I got for where that house is at, I should say, everybody wants first floor bedrooms, and it wasn't a first floor bedroom.
Oh.
Yeah, so the other aspect you need to keep in concern in this spring market, especially for the buyers, there are more buyers coming back. All right? Mortgage applications are up. So when you look at the graph from the Mortgage Bankers Association, the mortgage applications have been on the rise since February of this year. About February 26th, they shot up and they just kind of dipped it down a little bit, but nowhere near the amount that it raised. So you had a lot of people go out at the end of February and into the beginning of March and get pre-approvals. Those applications are up. So you have more competition. So what does that mean to you? Guess what? If you're a buyer, you want to act sooner than later and be smart with your options. If they say, oh yeah, we've got a lot of action and a lot of showings going on, probably may have an offer. You may be in a multiple offer situation. Be ready for that because of the number of pre-approvals that have shot up.
Yeah.
So
it's out there. It's happening.
We're sold out.
I'm seeing multiple offers.
We're sold out. We've sold out of everything in our that all of our listings are under contract right now. So it's completely insane. So, all right, I want to flip the script and talk a little bit about homeowners insurance before we hit the break. What is homeowners insurance and what does it do for you? First off, it is to protect your biggest investment, okay? All right? It is to cover the property if something goes wrong. It is your safety net. All right? So, covered repairs and rebuilding costs if it's fire, storm damage, or other events depending on your policy are there. Protects your personal belongings also. So, if something is stolen, or damaged, furniture, electronics, you have that. All right? Provides liability coverage also for your property in case someone was to get injured on your property for some reason. So those are the three biggest aspects. And you need to be, right now, talking to an insurance agent and getting some ideas of what your insurance costs are going to be on the properties you're looking at. Because insurance prices have gotten a little bit high.
Yes. And depending on your area, where you're at, too.
Yes. So the costs and the claims are rising according to insurance.com. Several weather events, wildfires are leading to higher claims. Insurance companies are pulling out of high-risk areas.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't afford to insure there. We're not going to do that. They're pulling out. Past rate increases haven't kept up with the rise in the claims also. And then the cost of rebuilding or repairing homes has gone up due to higher material and labor costs, and this is all according to insurance.com. So need to make those phone calls and talk to someone that does homeowner and property insurance.
Yes.
And don't forget, a lot of times they bundle them with your car, if you have a boat, whatever else.
Yeah. Or if you have life insurance, that kind of thing. They'll bundle it and give you a discount for it. If you're a good driver, they bundle it. If your kids are honor students, they give you a discount. If your kid, on and on, they'll give you discounts.
So according to ICE Mortgage Technology, it paints a picture of what is going on. The average homeowner's insurance premium is up 14% from last year.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of dough.
So, and that is the number of 2024, by the way. So the average premium's $2,290 a year from $2,014. So better than a $250 increase. That is a good chunk of dough.
Yeah.
When you're looking $250 increase in 1 year is a good jump. So you definitely want to be calling around and finding out this is what I'm looking for. This is the area I'm looking for. 4-bedroom, plain field, 2.5 bath, 2-story with a 2 to 3 car garage. We're not really sure. Yes, it's going to have a basement. Square footage we've been looking at is around, 2,500 square feet. Mm-hmm. What am I looking at an estimate for that insurance? You got to have that, because you got to keep in mind, if you're getting a loan, they require home insurance.
You sign a document at close that you agree to carry homeowner's insurance on that home.
And here's the other thing. If you don't have a loan, you're looking at spending $400,000, $500,000 cash and not having that amount of money insured?
Yeah.
Why would you not invest the $200 to $2,500 a year to insure an asset that is going to go up at 5% a year, at least?
Yeah.
Because you're looking at a $20,000 return, and you're going to have it protected for
$2,500.
Yes. I mean, that amazes me, because a lot of times
it's a good way of putting it, because I don't think people realize that they don't take into account the equity that you're gaining in that year.
Yeah, they see, I'm paying insurance, I'm losing money, my house is only worth this. No, your house is usually gaining money. It's usually gaining money. So you don't want to turn around and ignore the aspect of the gain just because you're looking at a cost going out. Because that's usually when something happens, and that,
Yeah.
it's what Murphy's Law, right?
Right.
So, all right, what do we want to talk about citywide?
Let's see. Who haven't we talked about in a bit?
Mm-hmm. Channahon?
Yeah, we haven't talked about Channahon in a bit.
I know we did Channahon on the Big Numbers Day, but we'll talk about Channahon.
Yeah, but it's April.
That's true. That is true. It is April.
It is April. I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm. It is April. So let's talk about
Welcome
Channahon
to the Lions Club.
after
Being
we
a
get back
lion
from the break.
means no
Keep it here with
kindness
Get Real
matters.
with Eddie.
We believe in changing the world by serving the needs of our local communities. More than 1.4 million Lions around the world are responding to local and global challenges with kindness and care. Come volunteer with us. Your Lions journey starts here. The Crest Hill Lions Club invites you to reach out to your local Lions Club to learn about how you can be a part of a community and bringing passionate, kind-hearted people together to serve local needs. They build relationships that lead to opportunities. In short, when Lions serve, life improves, and the community grows. Grow with us. The Crest Hill Lions Club would also like to thank our sponsors who help with our yearly events, such as the car show and picnic at St. Joe's Park, and those who attend and support our Easter egg hunts, Channahon Bingo, and many more events. The Crest Hill Lions Club meets the first and third Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. For more information on being a Lion, go to lionsclub.org to start your journey today. That's lionsclub.org.
And get real with Eddie. I want to bring to your attention the Herbert Trackman Planetarium at Joliet Junior College. My son loves this. They offer free shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. It's perfect for stargazers. The show provides excellent astronomical instruction and entertainment for no charge. That's right, it is free on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. The planetarium features a 30-foot diameter dome, a new OmniStar digital planetarium projector. During the shows, you can enjoy sky tours using the projector and PowerPoint presentations covering a wide range of astronomical topics. For more information, please visit jjc.edu/planetarium. And for you educators out there, they are open for field trip bookings. So go to jjc.edu/planetarium.
Are you ready to make your next move in real estate? Look no further than Exit Real Estate Specialists, your innovative leader in the industry. At Exit, we're not just about transactions. We're about building relationships and fulfilling dreams. Step into a community of empathetic, well-trained professionals dedicated to your success. Our Exit Real Estate professionals are more than just agents. They're your trusted advisors and allies in the journey of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Whether you're selling your home or searching for your next investment, trust Exit to provide an excellent experience from start to finish. Our commitment to putting people first means you receive personalized attention and support, ensuring your real estate goals are met with success. Call us today at 815-823-5478 or visit exitrealestatespecialist.com to learn more. Exit Real Estate Specialists, exceeding your expectations every step of the way.
Stocks may succeed, stocks may fail. Real estate is always there. It's Get Real with Eddie.
All right, Nancy wants us to know what's going on in Channahon, and we are looking at the bar graph. We want resale only, and let's do 5 years.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
So here's what's going on in Channahon. The prices are down 2.5% from last year. $350,000 is the median sales price, and the price has been pretty flat in Channahon since about December of 2023. December 2023, the median sales price, and this is on the 12-month rolling average, was $359,950. Right now, it's down $350. So you're actually $10,000 down on the rolling price, and we're looking at 2.5% down from last year, and about $10,000 down from the price in March of last year. So March of last year we were sitting at $359 even, and this year we're at $350. So
it kind of just does this little kind of woogity dip. If you look at the line graph, nothing's jumping up or jumping down. It just kind of
the median sales
rides a little.
That median
wave.
Sales price has been bouncing between $350 and to $359 for almost the last year. I mean, better than the last year. And then all of a sudden, it kind of dipped down in December to $351. All right, in November it went to $355, and then it went down a little bit more. So I mean, you're seeing some aspects of some price reductions in Channahon on the resale for the properties out there. So I mean, and this is on the single family. Keep in mind, I want to look at with it months supply. All right, the month supply is the biggest indicator, and I want to see where the month supply is. And the month supply has come up, but it's still at an all-time low. So it is up to 1.3 months. That's down 7.1% from last year at this time. But I mean, the month supply has been sitting around 1.5 to about 1.2 since this October of 2023. So that month supply has just been kind of stagnant.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's some new construction going on, but that's out of these numbers. But I'm wondering if that's making an impact on what's going on in Channahon. Are people leaning
on
towards
the resale?
Yeah. I mean, when you look at month supply with new construction, crunching numbers. It's always great to do number crunching live.
Live.
So you got these numbers live, let me tell you. So yeah, the month supply of new construction in June of 2023, there was an 11-month supply of new construction houses. And now that is down to about a 7.3 month supply going into from March of last year, starting off April. So there is a lot of new construction going on when you're looking at that. Now the sales price on the new construction, median sales price, you're looking at 409, 460, and that could be the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I can buy a used house for 350 in Channahon, or I can buy brand new for 410.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the aspect. That's the aspect you're looking at of what's going on. And that price has been pretty consistent around 400,000 all the way back to, you're looking about November of 2022. So the pricing has been pretty stable. I'm not seeing, even though I see some, wiggling and it's come down slightly, there's definitely a aspect. Showings per listing right now is looking at one showing a month year over year. That's down. So the showings are down 37%. So the demand.
That's on new construction.
That's on new construction. Let me go back to resale. Sorry.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you for catching that.
Yep.
So that's a big aspect though for new construction. They're only getting one showing a month, really. But I don't think our data tracks their new construction showings that well. No, because a lot of the appointments are being set directly with the builder.
Right.
That's only going to track what gets set through our systems.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's an inaccurate tracking model. Don't get me wrong. Even our tracking models are not 100% perfect when we're talking showings per listing.
Yeah. Well,
but it's
walk-ins.
Probably 90%.
Yeah. It's a different animal.
Yeah. So showings per listing are about 7.4 showings per listing. Showings to get a contract are 8. So they're down 20% on showings to contract. It is up 8.8% for showings year over year in March. So the demand's picking up slightly.
Yeah.
We were down in late 2024, October, we were around 6. November, we hit 7.1. And the demand for Channahon's been slowly climbing. So there's definitely some good aspects. Your market time is 30 days, and that is down 18.9%. So a lot of the indicators are showing a very strong market, but they're not getting any price increases, really.
Right. And I wonder so does that have to do with the quality of the listing?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that what we're seeing is a property sense. They keep getting that one every month of the ugly house.
Yeah.
And that's bringing down the average.
Because there are not a lot of houses for sale, so that one or two that aren't like the best are kind of playing with the numbers a little bit.
Well, new listings are up 21% year over year. So that is a good increase in listings in Channahon. Closed sales, let's see where the closed sales are down 28.7 or up 28.7. So you are seeing increased, I would say that's an increase in demand when you're seeing closed sales up 28%.
Yeah.
And new listings are up 20%. So you've got people looking to move to Channahon. I think what it is when it comes to price is there's an ugly houses are coming up on the market at this point.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
it's skewing the numbers.
And it's skewing the numbers down because you're talking the closed sales. I mean, let me go back to the month data point in Channahon. In March, there was 9 closings.
Yeah. So one ugly house and
it's throwing off your
it'll
numbers.
throw your numbers
Yeah.
off.
I mean, so, and then you go back to January, there was 5 closings. 8 closings in Channahon in February. So, when you're looking at that trend, that's why I like to use the rolling 12 months because it gives you a better idea of what the rolling trend is. I think it's definitely the fact that you got one ugly house coming up a month right now.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of people that are moving, getting out of the market, panic selling for whatever the reason may be. And when you're only selling, 5 to 9 houses a month, one house has a 10% effect or better on those prices. So, all right, want to do a quick roadmap to ownership and kind of go through this, because everybody always says, oh my God, buying a house is so hard. Buying a house is so hard. Well, it can be if you don't know what to do. So, but we have a 10-step process here that really lays it out step by step on what to do to buy a house. And number 1 is assemble your team. Find a local real estate agent, a trusted lender, a trusted attorney, and a trusted home inspector. Don't have those? Find the trusted real estate agent. They'll find the rest.
Yeah.
They have the rest already. Step 2. Check your credit scores. And when I say check your credit scores, I mean go ahead and talk to the lender and get a pre-approval done.
Yes.
Boost your savings. All right? Coffees at the, green coffee place, out. Should be drinking coffee anyways. Nobody likes it. It tastes disgusting.
Gotta love a good cup of coffee. It's a treat, not an everyday occurrence.
It's so gross.
Oh.
It's torture.
It isn't. It's life-giving.
Anyways, boost the savings, cut back where you can, and just start saving every penny, pound, and ounce you can. Now, again, is step 4, and that's get that pre-approval. I think you should do it on step 2. All right, that checking that credit score, you can go online, do all the credit checks. That's fine. You're better off turning around and getting your pre-approval right there.
Yeah. Well, and some people like to use Credit Karma and that kind of thing, and that is not necessarily accurate.
No.
So it's better to really, once you assemble your team, talk to the lender, because there might be something that comes up that you need to handle. Could be something you paid off that they say you didn't, or all you need is a letter or proof of payment, a cancel check, whatever. So get all that stuff done.
Step 5. What are your must-have features? All right? What are your must-haves? I have to have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I have to have a garage. I have to have a basement. I have to have, 4 bedrooms. I have to have a fenced-in yard because I have a pet. I have to have whatever it may be.
Yeah, whatever
You need
your
to know
have-tos are.
what your have-tos are.
And make your I'd like to have list.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you'd like to, it's not a deal breaker, but you'd really like a fireplace.
Absolutely.
Or a pool. Or whatever that is. And then make your deal breaker list.
Yes.
I absolutely do not want a pool.
Yes.
I absolutely do not want a house that doesn't have a basement.
And now we get into the fun step. After we get back from the break, keep it here with Get Real with Eddie.
It's Eddie Ruettiger from Exit Real Estate Specialists and Get Real with Eddie. I want to bring to your attention the Herbert Trackman Planetarium at Joliet Junior College. My son loves this. They offer free shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. It's perfect for stargazers. The show provides excellent astronomical instruction and entertainment for no charge. That's right, it is free on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. The planetarium features a 30-foot diameter dome, a new OmniStar digital planetarium projector. During the shows, you can enjoy sky tours using the projector and PowerPoint presentations covering a wide range of astronomical topics. For more information, please visit jjc.edu/planetarium. And for you educators out there, they are open for field trip bookings. So go to jjc.edu/planetarium.
Welcome to the Lions Club. Being a lion means knowing that kindness matters. We believe in changing the world by serving the needs of our local communities. More than 1.4 million lions around the world are responding to local and global challenges with kindness and care. Come volunteer with us. Your Lions journey starts here. The Crest Hill Lions Club invites you to reach out to your local Lions Club to learn about how you can be a part of a community and bringing passionate, kind-hearted people together to serve local needs. They build relationships that lead to opportunities. In short, when lions serve, life improves, and the community grows. Grow with us. The Crest Hill Lions Club would also like to thank our sponsors who help with our yearly events, such as the car show and picnic at St. Joe's Park, and those who attend and support our Easter egg hunts, Channahon bingo, and many more events. The Crest Hill Lions Club meets the first and third Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. For more information on being a lion, go to lionsclub.org to start your journey today. That's lionsclub.org.
Are you ready to make your next move in real estate? Look no further than Exit Real Estate Specialists, your innovative leader in the industry. At Exit, we're not just about transactions. We're about building relationships and fulfilling dreams. Step into a community of empathetic, well-trained professionals dedicated to your success. Our Exit Real Estate professionals are more than just agents. They're your trusted advisors and allies in the journey of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Whether you're selling your home or searching for your next investment, trust Exit to provide an excellent experience from start to finish. Our commitment to putting people first means you receive personalized attention and support, ensuring your real estate goals are met with success. Call us today at 815-823-5478 or visit exitrealestatespecialist.com to learn more. Exit Real Estate Specialists, exceeding your expectations every step of the way.
You made a smart move to get real with Eddie, helping you make your next smart move into your next home.
All right, before we get into the fun stuff, Nancy, we are sold out on our listings, but we do have buyers looking to buy. So I have buyers looking through New Lenox out to Frankfurt area. I got buyers looking in Lamont. I've got buyers also looking Shorewood, Plainfield, Channahon. Some of those buyers do need first floor bedrooms. So we've got a lot of buyers. I got 2 different buyers that need first floor bedrooms. I've got one that does not need a first floor bedroom, but they wouldn't rule it out. So what do you got going on? You have somebody looking too.
I've got some buyers. I do have one specific buyer that is looking 55 plus communities. So if you're thinking about selling in your 55 plus, or know somebody who is, let me know, because that's really hard to find these days. I have a buyer who's looking for that quintessential 3-bed, 2-bath with basement, Joliet area, so Joliet, Plainfield-ish area. I have another buyer who is looking for investment properties. So if you have something coming up that you're thinking maybe a good investment property, give me a holler.
Absolutely. So if you have what I'm looking for, you're looking to sell, or you know somebody's looking to sell, you can reach me at 815-823-5478. If you have somebody that's 55 or an investor, you can reach Nancy at
815-545-1162.
All right, so now the fun part.
Now we're going to have some fun.
Now we go out and we look at the houses.
I just love looking at houses.
It is fun. It is really, really fun.
It is really fun.
From the pretty decorated ones to the ones where I've gone in and, oh, look, there's a mouse in the couch on the basement. There's even the gross ones can be fun to go through, even though they're just disgustingly gross.
Yeah, they're always interesting. It's just always interesting.
My clients always ask me, should I take off my shoes? And I'm like, we'll see what the carpet looks like when we step in.
Yeah.
And if the carpet looks like someone died on it, no, we are not taking off our shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
If the carpet looks like it's been taken care of, yes, then we're going to take off our shoes.
Yeah, or brand new carpet, please take off your shoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're looking at houses, and we find the one we love. Step 7, make the offer. Make the offer. And keep in mind, you may only get, especially in the spring market, one shot to put that offer in. So going in to negotiate might not win you the house. And the goal is to get the property, especially if you're paying rent, and stop paying rent and start paying your own mortgage. So you may have to go in, here, we're all in, this is what we think it's worth.
And this home may be 99.999% of what you want, then be committed with that offer. If the house is, you like it, but it's maybe only 85 to 90% of what you want, then don't cry if you don't get it.
Step 8, get your inspections and your appraisal. All right? The inspections are going to verify the condition of the home, all right, and make sure there's nothing that's deteriorated that we didn't get to look at. Because you don't get to look at the electrical panel. You don't really get to look at the furnace when you're out there. You can see it. Oh, hey, that looks new. Hey, that looks old. But that's about it. You're not taking them apart.
Right.
It's not what my expertise is.
No.
That's why you hire a professional home inspector. And then after we're done with the home inspection, and you've decided, okay, we love it, we're good, let's go. No, we're concerned on these issues. We want to ask for credit. You got to go back to your contract. What did you write it? How did you write that offer?
Right.
So be very specific when you write that offer. Do you want to be able to ask for repair requests, or no, I don't want to do repair requests?
And have that discussion with your agent prior to making that offer.
Yep.
When you've gone through the house and you, okay, there's a couple of things that are kind of sketchy, I would like to be able to ask for credit.
Yep.
Or repair.
And then the appraisal is going to reinforce the value for the mortgage, not the value of what you offered. It's reinforcing the value of the amount of money you're mortgaging.
Yes.
So
the appraiser comes from the bank, comes from the lender.
Yep. So, and then you make it all official on closing day. So you sign your paperwork, you get your keys, you are good to go, and then you get into step 10, and that is to move into your new home. It is really that simple. It just seems so complex. And why is that? Because there are so many different curveballs, so many different things that could happen to throw this process off. I had clients last year that found their dream house. They loved the house. They gave the seller every single thing they wanted. Price, move-in date, move-out date, inspections aspect. They did not ask for a single thing on inspections. They gave everything to the seller.
And what happened?
The seller decided he wasn't going to sell after we did all that. And the seller tried to just walk away from the deal. I had to do some very hard negotiating and push some buttons to address the situation. And we did get the seller to come back to the table and realize this was the best deal they were going to get.
Yeah.
And we did end up closing the house for that client.
And there are consequences. There are serious consequences
But
at that
this
stage of the game.
And here's the thing, but this is the thing I'm talking about. When there are so many different things that could go crazily wrong. That's just one example. I've never had that happen in the 24 years I've been doing real estate. Did I just say 24 years?
Wow, Eddie. Wow.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's just, there's so many different things that can go wrong. We had one that wouldn't appraise, we couldn't get appraisal for FHA because the well was too close to the septic field. Couldn't do it. Had to buy conventional.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's tons of different scenarios that play into these factors. And you have to just work through them.
Yes.
And just be open. That's why you hire your agent. Step 1.
Yes. Your agent and your attorney.
Experience, education, mindset, focus. These are the things you're looking at with your realtor.
Communication skills.
Oh, communication skills. That's another thing. Yeah. I think communication's huge.
Yeah.
Are they going to take a text message from you late at night? Are you a texter or are you a caller?
Right.
What hours do they work? How do they work? Are they negotiating just you tell them what to do and then they go off and do it? Or are they coming back and giving you play-by-plays and how things change? And where are they at the moment? Keeping you updated.
Right.
I'm a keep you updated kind of guy.
I'm a totally keep you updated person.
Yeah, because at any point, any of this could change, and you could turn around and go, you know what? We'll take that. I'm okay with that. I will take that.
Yeah.
And
hey, this is what we got. It's always the buyer or seller's final say.
Yep.
But I inform them of every step and what's good about it, what I perceive as bad about it.
Yep.
So they get to make an informed decision, and that's so they can be happy at the end of the day.
Well, and it's their house. It's their call. Whether you're buying or selling, it's their decision to decide what direction do I want to go with this? How do I want to handle this? I always use the football analogy. I am the quarterback. I will tell you, is the defense blitzing or are they falling back?
Yeah, you run the play.
You call the play. I run it.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. And I've always looked at it from the aspect, Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player in the entire world. I don't care what anybody else says.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's fact, let's be honest. And he still had a manager that did all of his negotiations on all of his contracts with the Bulls, with Nike. Because Michael realized his expertise was basketball. He had an expert negotiator doing everything else for him.
Yep. He had realtors for his properties. He had accountants for his money. He had,
Yep. Yep. Say what you like, and I know there's some people that think, oh, you're not a nice guy. Well, you know what? That's your opinion. It is what it is. I think he's still a business genius, in my opinion. He's done very, very well, and a lot of people you see that can get that successful has also lost it all.
Yes.
So, yeah, exactly. All right, that wraps it up for Get Real with Eddie. Don't forget, check us out online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, talking about your largest investment, your home, at GetRealWithEddie.com.
Thanks for listening. Eddie Ruettiger is the designated managing broker and owner of Exit Real Estate Specialists, located at 2750 Caton Farm Road, Joliet. License number 481014247. For questions, call Eddie at 815-823-5478.